Hey yo guys, welcome back to another Copy 70 video here today, and we're doing another Crew 2 video, and yes, it is a pre-record, but I'm not really going to talk about that too much. But what we're going to talk about today is that the Crew 2 has now come out with a new class of vehicle, pretty much a touring car motorcycle and street race motorcycles, but more high-end stuff. So today we're going to be buying the Ducati course here. And we're going to do some customization to it, do a few races, and here we go. It's going to take up all my credits, but it's going to be a fun one. So, let's see how the Ducati handles. We're just going to go ahead and give it a quick run, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep, here we go. Unupgraded. So let's see what we can do here with the Ducati. Kind of see what the handling is like. It's a bit difficult, but again, we are doing this on snow. But probably not too bad. I might need to lower game volume. Let's see, it's good now. With the new mic, I can actually tell how loud this is. I still need to get this whole, like, find a good sound for every game. But yeah, I mean, the Ducati seems pretty good for handling on snow. It doesn't seem too bad. Seems all right. So let's see what we're going to go ahead and do. Get some customization down on it. If any customizations, because I really don't know too much. At the time I recorded this, I was like, alright, let's see if there's any like vanity items we can put on it. But we'll have to see if there's going to be much customization. So this is going to be like the first video of new vehicle, and we're going to customize it. Yeah, let's see. Let's go and switch to the Ducati here, and once we find it, we will begin the customization of it. It is a pretty nice bike, I would say. I mean, it looks pretty cool. And let's see, color wise, it's really only that, but we can do some customizations to it. Now the black looked pretty cool at the time, and I was thinking about going with the black, and then I was like, oh, how about maybe a nice light green color. And I'm actually kind of happy that I didn't change the color of the bike, as you guys are going to soon find out. But I was like, oh, green, I couldn't really find a good shade of green I liked. So I was like, okay, let's just keep going. And I went to metallic, and then I was like, ooh, that looks pretty nice. And so I only had 18,000 credits left over from buying this vehicle. So I was like, okay, I'll go with the metallic red. And then I was like, wait, chrome red. And then I was like, okay. So I was still like kind of play around with it and be like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I think I got what I liked. So, but what sucks about this is that you can't actually customize the rim color or anything. So kind of keeping it the color that it is good. So we're gonna put that on. I was thinking about putting the underglow, but I decided not to. But I think we're just going to go ahead and keep it the way it is. And we're going to go ahead and max it out, as I do have many extra touring car parts. So we're going to go ahead and slap on a few parts here. So let's see what we put on. We're going to put on a legendary part. And we're going to go and put on some other stuff, because I was mainly trying to put parts on this that either were good to help the popularity of the game, which helps me level up, or my credits. So far we've found a few that do have credits. I'm just checking the rest, and we're going to go back and slap on one of the blue parts that has credits on there. And then we're going to look for these ones here. And I just realized that there was a part there that had a popularity boost on it that I missed. Oh well. Good thing I went over it. I mean, probably go fix that now after this video. So let's see. Because I was mainly going to do the video, guys, on the current, whatchamacallit, Live Summit, but I don't have any of the cars for this Live Summit either. So, and it was like $2.6 million to get it. So I was pretty much playing around to get that money, but I was like, you know what, I have to do something other. So I decided to do a vehicle showcase with the Ducati. So we're going to start off at Miami track, if I remember correctly. Yes, indeed. And we're going to see, because Miami track is my most played track out of all the other touring car tracks and etc. So I kind of know how to handle it. But on a bike, I was kind of like, I don't know, I was a bit nervous about this one. We're going in on the normal difficulty setting, because I didn't want to find out that bikes was going to be really hard. Which, to be honest, it honestly is. Like, if the Crew 2 is going to leave it the way it is, which is bikes and cars racing against each other, I'd much rather go in with a car. But first off, look at the launch on the Ducati there. That was pretty good. But this bike really does not turn too well. Like, I mean, again, it is a bike, so it's something that, as I quickly learned, that you actually really need to follow the racing line. And we were actually really struggling because me racing with a bike, this is my first bike race on a touring track. So I was like coming into this fresh. I mean, it is pretty fast, and I think having a bike is better than a car in some ways because you can get in between the gaps between the cars and, you know, just like thread the needle between them and get to the front. Rather than a car, you actually kind of really have to wait for the right times to pass or shove the cars out of the way. But I think I'd rather have a car that will turn better. But now, if they're gonna include bikes like their own bike racing, like a completely make the bikes be bike versus bike, then I think this would actually be really, really cool. But as you can see here, I'm starting to figure out that following the racing line is where you have to be to kind of maintain those turns pretty well. I think on the third and fourth lap is where I get it, but we're only on lap 2 right now. But I mean, I do like the bike gameplay. That, I mean, it's more it's a touring car, so it's got more things to think about, and it's a kind of new way to handle a vehicle. So you're not just sitting there driving a car aimlessly for I don't know, like 4 or 5 minutes. You're actually having to think about your throttle control more, and especially with the bike, I think you really have to maintain that racing line now, which is gonna really it's gonna pay more for those higher level players. And I mean more, not higher level, more experienced players in driving. Like, I mean, I really wouldn't say I'm there because I'm not very good with gaming. Even I mean, in the Crew 2, that's what I mean. It's not. I mean, I'm not very good. I don't have good turning that well in cars. It's just more if I just find a car that I can kind of get away with the drifting a little bit, and then that's what I do. That's like just all I race. But with the bike, I mean, you actually really have to throttle control, do the turns right, stay on the racing line, and you'll actually have some good runs. And this turn right here, we pretty much full throttled it. So if you just get in the right part of the turn, you can go open throttle and just immediately destroy. But I do really, really like the way the bikes handle. Like, I think they're pretty nice. And I mean, even though they are kind of weird, especially these ones, because I'm kind of used to racing the motocross bikes, I think that having a new class of touring car, especially like this, which is a faster bike, I think it's more interesting now that it's, I don't know, as much as I want to see bike only events for touring car, I kind of want to have them keep it this way, because it's cool to, you know, trying to race against vehicles larger than you and etc. I don't know. It's weird. I have mixed feelings about it, but I do like this new vehicle. And if you guys haven't watched my last video here, these little icons you're seeing popping up are the hobby, like the hobby stuff, and the Crew 2 did come out with their hobbies update, which I haven't really done too much with, but I mean, I think it's kind of neat. I mean, there's so many hobbies to do that it is kind of like hard to keep track of all of them, but I think that's still pretty cool, and the rewards are nice. There's like a monster truck, I think, and 2 classic cars, if I'm correct, something like that. But yeah, so we're just gonna do one last little run around the track here, and then we're gonna hop into the next touring car race. Because I just wanted to see how the bike handles on an oval track. So we're gonna go do the Detroit track, but on the oval track settings. And I think I put it on the hardest setting too, to kind of make it a bit more interesting. Because I wanted to see how the bike handles strictly on straightaways and on like slight easy turns and not on hard turns and everything. I kind of just wanted to see what it was like. So it's gonna, I don't know, it was a good run, but I want you guys to see and tell me in the comments on what are your feelings on the new bikes? Do you like them? Do you want to see bike only races like in motocross? Because I mean, imagine if motocross had motocross cars. You know, it would be insane. That you're in there in your little dirt bike, and some guy rolls up in like some dune buggy or something. You know that it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think they're good the way it is, but I also do want to see some bike only events. So if you guys want to see bike only events, just let me know in the comments, and I think it'll be cool to see that. I'm not the only one who wants to see strictly touring car bike only events. Alright, well, let's pull into this gas station here and let's go ahead and get ready for the next run at the Detroit track on the oval track that they got there. Because I really just strictly wanted to see how the bike would handle on a good straightaway or on slight easy turns, and kind of just roll with that. So at first I was like, okay, what track do I want to do? And because I didn't want to do anything that would have a lot of hard turns, and because I really have a feeling that for a bike versus car event, having hard turns was going to be quite difficult. So this is the Detroit track standard, and I was like, yeah, maybe. But then I was like, okay, there's the oval setting, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll do the oval track. And so we're going to go ahead, and since it is on the oval track, I mean, the oval track is the easiest track in the crew too, so might as well make it to ace difficulty, as we just did. And let's see how we handle with a new bike, and as we flip the bike over, because that's just... My wheeling skills in this game are absolutely garbage. But, yeah. So I'm just going to take this time, guys, to just kind of talk about the channel again, even though I did post an announcement video. So I am going to be not doing daily uploads that much anymore. It's going to be more of, I'll just post, I could post anywhere from every day of a week to one video a week. It has, I mean, it'll have to be on the kind, if I'm busy that week or etc. So, I mean, this week is looking to be maybe like 3 or 4 video a week, but we'll have to see here. But anyway, let's just talk about the gameplay here, as the bike took off pretty well on that straightaway, and it's handling these turns nicely. But here's something that I noticed, is that the top speed of this bike is not as good as cars, and the final drive is nowhere as strong. So I found myself right there on that straightaway, getting caught up by the cars, because it was just that I don't have my top speed isn't as high as theirs. So if you're on a track that has a long straightaway, if you're doing one of the a touring car event that's not a track, like for instance, I think the Miami Jumpers is one that's not on a track and it's just a road that has a bunch of jumps on it. That one you may actually find yourself having a hard time with, maybe on ace settings or on a bike that is of the same performance as the cars or as the AI, then you might find yourself being caught up a lot on the straight. So you want to use the turns to your advantage, because you can probably turn faster without getting loose, because I don't think you really can get loose on a bike on turns, and especially here on Detroit in the snow. I mean, this is like, we're on the snow, the bike's handling, granted we're getting out on the turns pretty far, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected, because maintaining the racing line, getting out on the far wall, and then turning in. Except on one of these turns, I do turn in way too early, and I do hit the inside wall. But yeah. And I mean, this part of the video was a bit boring, I guess, but I mean, I guess it was pretty good to just see how the bike handles. And I mean, from here on out, I do pretty much just crush the... I do pretty much crush, so we're just going to go ahead and fast forward to pre-recording to maybe the last lap or something. Yeah, we'll go to the last 10% here. But yeah, I mean, I knew that doing this track was probably going to make the video not so interesting, but I just wanted to see how the bike would perform on a track like this, on something that is a bit longer with not as tight turns. And so, I mean, granted, in free drive you won't find a lot of turns like you have on an oval track, But yeah. And we're gonna have a cool moment here where I just decide to turn around and just mess around, and I got so lucky right there. Ooh, that was pretty cool. And we do hit Icon 276 there. We did actually get some good credits from that, so we managed to go from like 15k back up to like 70k or something. But I do know I decided to do one extra event for you guys. I don't remember what event that was. Oh, yes, I remember now. Yeah, and so I was like, okay, so I've done 2 touring car videos, 2 touring car races. Let's do something that you guys haven't seen it on the channel, as there's me trying to do some wheelies, but yeah, it doesn't really work out. And I'm just kind of messing around with the bike, you know, just having fun with the new Ducati, because, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool bike. I mean, I like the way it looks and everything. It sounds pretty nice, and it handles pretty well, I would have to say. Nothing too fancy, nothing too hard. I mean, they are pretty pricey, so if you just got the game and you're looking into your first pro racing vehicle, like a ground, not anything air or boat, I probably would just recommend sticking with the car, because with the car you can probably get higher stock performance levels, you can get faster vehicles from the start, and you won't have to worry about having to learn the handling of a bike. If you're completely new to the game, then maybe starting off with a bike is not a good idea. But again, you choose what you want to do. I'm just giving you the little tip that maybe a car would be better. And if I had to pick you a car to start off for pro racing in the Crew 2, I would personally say the Pagani Zonda ZR. I mean the Pagani Zonda R. There we go. That one has if I remember correctly, I think the highest stock performance level of any of the pro racing touring cars, other than like anything that's battle pass related or something that's really expensive. So go with that. I mean, that's my only recommendation for a car. And so yeah, I wouldn't really say start off with a bike, but yeah. Anywho, so we're gonna do a 3rd event today, and that event is going to be a very nice monster truck dirt race. Because I was like, okay, what event have we not done on the channel yet besides motocross, F1 racing, touring car, and that is any freestyle events. So, I mean, we still have many other freestyle events to do, like jet sprints, and what else is there? Well, monster truck and demi derby, and yeah. I mean, I'm probably not going to do any air events on the channel unless you guys really want to see one, because I'm not very good at air events. So that's like my least progress in this game. I do everything ground. Freestyle I don't do that much, but I mean, because jet sprints are pretty difficult. Like, I mean, those boats turn, I mean, in a dime. And I was pretty upset how this guy in this truck, we kind of got wheel locked, and then yeah, kind of put me in the wall there. But it is fine. My little Fiat monster truck here will manage to hopefully get back in the front here, as we're gonna race past, I don't know what that person's name, Judy, I guess, but we're catching up on Gordon, who I'm kind of being an idiot again and kind of getting up on his bumper. But yeah, I don't really like monster truck racing for that reason. That, I mean, if you're like me, I don't really pay attention that well. I'll get my wheels locked in with someone or just get up behind them, and it's kind of hard to get around other trucks. So you need a lot of space. But it is cool. I mean, I like the whole jumping aspect and stuff with the monster truck races. There even are like monster truck like jams, you could say, running around and doing these cool jumps and stuff. So I mean, freestyle monster trucks are a lot of fun. Now the only thing with jumping though is that when I first started the Crew 2 and I started off monster truck racing, is that in the air with your monster trucks, they're so sensitive. Like, you can control them in air, so you want to be super careful when you're doing that. Like, I think in one of these jumps you're going to actually see me mess with the turn joystick, which is going to get my truck all over the place and then kind of have some issues on the landing. But yeah, you need to be very careful with your steering. And I think it's right here. Yeah, right there, you can see how the truck kind of gets sideways if you're not careful. So like, if you're in the air, just don't touch your turning joystick on if you're playing on console, because it'll be an issue. And I think right here there's another issue I have. Yep, right there. But I mean, it is pretty easy to recover, but I mean, I could have hit that building right there and probably could have costed me the race. So yeah, like if you're in the air, just don't touch your joystick because you can find yourself flying into a building, flying off the track, or missing a checkpoint. And missing a checkpoint in the Crew 2 is pretty much always gonna be the end of your win if you don't have a fast vehicle. And like my monster truck here, it's not, whew, nice yawn there, but it's not like super fast. Doesn't have high performance like my other vehicles because this is a class of vehicle that I haven't actually finished yet. Like I haven't actually completed the cars to max performance level. I think the next class that I'm super close to finishing is hypercar, and I think there's one more, and I think powerboat is another one. But there's a few of them that I'm actually really close to finishing that I might do a few vids on powerboat and stuff because we still have to do some boat racing and stuff on the channel. So I mean, there's still a lot more to come. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool, especially with all the jet sprints and stuff because those are pretty difficult. Those timed events, like jet sprint racing, is not too hard. It's more of the timed events I find to be the hardest ones. Well, and back onto the monster truck racing here. We're at the 95% mark here, and we're just gonna come down this hill and finish it off nicely in the Fiat monster truck. And just like that, a nice finish there. And I mean, I do like monster truck racing, so if you guys want to see any more monster truck events, just let me know. And there will be some monster truck events coming out soon. On our next vid, hopefully, maybe we can do a monster truck designated video. But I'm kind of grinding off camera, guys, for cash to get you guys new content, like to get like the Ducati video today. I have 2 minutes to talk. The Ducati video, I was grinding for the live summit stuff, but it turned out that I decided to just buy a bike because I wanted to get a video out because it's been a while since I've posted. So I was like, let me just put out a new video with a new bike, with a new class of vehicle, and etc., and just have fun with that. And we were just gonna go to Las Vegas here and just drive around in the Ducati and just mess around. I was looking for the strip where there's a bunch of lights on the top, but I couldn't find anything, so I just end up in a parking lot doing donuts with the bike. And so yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna grind off camera, guys, to get some cash, do some stuff, then hop into the new car, or if there's a new live summit that I can actually do, I will definitely do it. But yeah. So I just wanted to say, guys, a last recap of the video. If you're high level or you've gotten what you wanted to get and you've already maxed out a couple cars with pro racing, I mean, go ahead, buy the bikes. I think they're fun because you can just get into a crew and drive around. Because after this video, actually, after I recorded this video, one of my friends got on and we just drove cross country. We drove from Miami to LA to Seattle, and then Seattle back to Maine, and Maine back down to Miami. So it's a lot of fun to just kind of just get in with your buddies and just drive a bike, because I mean, you guys can just go quick. It's easier to dodge traffic that way. You can just have tons of fun. And yeah, so I mean, I recommend bikes are like a good little end game purchase for you guys. And so I mean, I found this bike a lot of fun to drive around. I mean, I probably wouldn't use it too much for racing, but I mean, I like the whole driving around for fun aspect. But yeah, I mean, that's the other half of the crew too, man. You got free drive, tons of fun. Well, guys, anyhow, I just wanted to say thank you so much for sticking with me here, even though I haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. As my announcement video said, that I've been kind of working with Crafter and stuff. So, and a little recap on that video, Crafter and I are going to be starting a Titanfall 2 podcast kind of deal, where we're just going to sit there and talk about the Titanfall 2 and our favorite things about the game. And so, and since I've been doing Crew 2 vids on this channel, I was kind of thinking about, why don't I just kind of implement that on the Crew channel, and where we're both able to do it and have us both talk about it and stuff. I have 14 seconds before I have to pause the video, so I'm just going to kind of be checking. But yeah, so we're going to be having like a little podcast where it'll be you guys talking. You guys give us some, like a Titan to play with during a battle or whatever. We'll do that. A certain gun, whatever, in the comments or whatever. Or we'll just simply, we already have 2 videos that going to be releasing soon, hopefully, for the podcast. It's just us playing Titans. We just take turns, like, deciding what Titan we're going to play with. Then we'll just sit there and talk about the gameplay that you guys. I just hit my Windows button on my keyboard. Talk about the gameplay or whatever. And so I look forward to doing that, guys. And don't worry, there's still going to be Titanfall on this channel and all the other games. I've decided to just kind of keep going with that, and I'll just record those games. So, and if you guys want to see anything different or new on the crew or whatever, let me know. Just tell me in the comment section below. Anything crew related, tell me. I'm hitting my keyboard right now. Tell me in the comment section below under this video for anything you want to see in the next crew video. Anywho, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.